Hello and welcome to the Opium Gaming Surf tutorial. My name is Hexic and today I will be showing you everything you need to know about surfing. To make things easier, I've broken this guide up into 5 different sections. These sections are which keys to use, air strafing, being smooth, in-game/mouse settings, and watch the pros/tips. You can click on any of these to skip to that part of the tutorial, but I highly recommend if you're new to surfing you watch it from the very beginning. So first is which keys to use. As you probably already know, surfing is essentially going from one ramp to the next and trying to avoid any obstacles in the process. Well, you may be wondering, how do you actually surf the ramps? Thankfully, it's quite simple. All you do is press the strafe keys, A and D, so that you're strafing into the ramp. In this diagram, you can see what I'm talking about. When you're on the left side of the ramp, you want to press D to strafe into the ramp. And when you're on the right side of the ramp, you want to press A to strafe into the ramp. Here's a quick clip to demonstrate what I'm talking about. The map I'm playing here is Surf Beginner. I highly recommend you use this map to learn on. Next, we have air strafing. Air strafing is essential for keeping speed, building speed, and allowing you to make turns while in the air. Air strafing gets its name simply because you're strafing in the direction you're turning while in the air. To help illustrate this, I've made this diagram. In this diagram, we have a situation where the surfer has to go off of one ramp, around an obstacle, and back onto another. In order to be able to move around the obstacle, the surfer must air strafe. To put it simply, when you turn left in the air, you strafe left, and vice versa. Here's a clip to help demonstrate air strafing. Here is a slightly more complicated example of air strafing, but once you get the hang of it, this won't be too hard at all. The last thing you need to know is how to build and keep your speed. This is done mainly by being smooth. In a nutshell, being smooth is making all of your movements and transitions as, well, smooth as possible. This means things like not running into a ramp, turning smoothly, etc. Like most surfing concepts, this skill will come with time, and the only real way to improve how smooth you are is to practice. In this picture, the red arrows represent the surfer's movements. As you can see, you want to be as parallel as possible with the ramp before you actually touch it, otherwise you'll run into the ramp and lose speed. Here is a clip to demonstrate being smooth. Now that we've covered all the concepts you'll need to properly surf, it's time to go over in-game settings. Generally, most of the skilled surfers prefer a low sensitivity/DPI to allow for smoother mouse movements. For example, the current #1 surfer on Opium Gaming uses 450 DPI and 1.6 sensitivity in-game. However, mouse sensitivity is entirely preference, as you can technically surf with any sensitivity. Lower is simply recommended. Another common thing the pros use is turn binds. A turn bind is simply a key that, when pressed, will turn your character for you. These are used to make things like 360s and spirals smoother and easier. To bind a key, simply open up the console and type bind the key you want plus left and bind the key you want plus right. Experiment with different keys to find what feels comfortable for you. So now that you're completely ready to surf, I'm going to leave you with a clip of an extremely skilled surfer who shows mastery of all the concepts we discussed. Enjoy and have fun surfing.